Hey guys, I'm Juliet and welcome to my channel. If you want to see how I created this look, keep on watching. First, we always want to start by moisturizing the face. I always use this lotion by Aveeno Positively Radiant because I used this one lotion from like Neutrogena and then my face completely got gross and weird and it was just not a fun time. So we just want to moisturize your whole face. Because when you wear makeup for a long time, or if you just wear a lot of makeup, you want to have that moisture so your skin doesn't get dehydrated. So the next thing I always do is my brows, and I'm going to use this spoolie and my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in medium brown, and it broke, so the spoolie fell off. Such a shame. And the brows aren't perfect yet, but I'm going to prime my face using this Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I've used Benefit Pore Eraser. These are the pore kind of filling primers, but I like this one better because it's a little tackier and it keeps the makeup on the skin a little longer. And I want to focus it mostly on the T-zone. Gotta erase those pores. And also focus it where you get really oily. And then just take what's left over and just put on the rest of your face, basically. Okay, and the reason I do this now is because you want layers to have time to sit on your face. You want your primer to have time to soak into your skin. You don't want to just layer right after you just put on another. So you give it time to just kind of space out. But I also finish up my brows with my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow powder. I'm going to use this angle brush. I think this is an angle brush I got from Michaels. I think it's a paintbrush, but I use it as a makeup brush because why not? And since I'm doing a more dramatic look, I want my brows to be a little darker. Normally I just use pencil because pencil's a little easier to work with. And it's a little easier to build up. Whereas with powder, sometimes I go way too heavy-handed. And it looks like I drew on my brows with brown Sharpie. So now we're going to carve out the brows. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 15, which is Fair. And we're just going to sharpen them up and make sure they're all nice and even. I'm going to use this flat shader brush to do it. You know, it's just a flat kind of something. I got it off of Amazon. I don't know. Use whatever works. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take. So now once your brows are nice and carved out, you could use the same concealer on your hand as primer, which I'm actually might just do. And you want to focus it mostly on your upper crease, not so much on your lid because we're going to be carving that out again for this cut crease look. You could also use a primer, but I'm too lazy, so you know what, we're just going to go with concealer. Now, today we're mostly just going to be focusing on the Colored Rain palette, the Queen of Hearts palette. It's so freaking pretty. Look at that. But they don't have a matte white shade, so I'm just going to go in with my Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. I'm going to take this white shade here, but you just want to set it so the shadows that you're going to be putting in your crease will blend a lot easier. You can also use it to cover up those veins on your eyes, so it all is just one uniform color. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this shade and we're going to mix it with this one to give a nice kind of transition shade. Try to keep it in your upper crease so you don't have as much work to do later on when you carve it out. And we're going to use this Morphe M433 brush. It's kind of flat, fluffy shading brush. I don't know. And just kind of map out where you want it. And since my eyelids are very hooded, I like to go above where my actual crease is, giving it that kind of fake crease, but it just opens up my eye a little bit more. And the key to this is blending. You want a really good blend. What you want is you want the pigment to be the same as from the inner corner to the outer corner. You don't want to have a fade, you want to have just the same uniform color. And we're gonna intensify the crease, so if you don't like the little color and stuff that we're using now, don't worry about it because we're gonna add more later. Then using the same brush, we're gonna go in to this hot orange, really warm color. We're gonna go right over what we just did. And you can always go back into the transition shade to blend out a little bit more, because I feel like I'm lacking some of that blend. On a smaller brush, we're going to take this cranberry shade here. It's like purpley kind of fuchsia. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that purple shade on a smaller brush, and we're going to keep it lower on the crease. Just make sure there's, just keep on blending to make sure there's no harsh lines. I'm going to go back in with this brush and just kind of blend. Like, I'm not adding any color to it. I'm just making sure that everything is nice and blended. And on an even smaller brush, what we're going to do is we are going to take that purple color and just make it even more precise on the crease. And we're going to take this brush. I don't know. This is an eye detail brush from, I don't know what brand it is. But we're going to do that. We're just going to tap off the excess, and we're just gonna go back in and make it even intenser. But I'm gonna go back in and just intensify everything. It's a lot more orange than I thought it would be, but you know what? We get what we just work what we have. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep blending because I'm not satisfied with how that is looking. To make it even darker, I'm gonna go in with Kat Von D Shade and Light Plum palette. I'm going to take this darkest purple shade on a very small flat brush. I'm going to use this brush. I think this is a lip detailing brush, but you know what? We're just going to use it for our eyes. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go back in with that flat brush and some concealer like we carved out our brows, but this time we're going to carve out the crease. This part takes so long because you want it to make it very precise. Like, you want to take your time with it. So once you're satisfied with the shape, like, I think that looks okay, we're going to go back and we're just going to intensify everything. See how like a lot of color was lost? Because I just always do that when I do cut creases. We're just going to add that color back in, but just very carefully. So we're going to go back in. So I have the orange in the transition shades, but now I want to go back in with more purple. And then we're going to go back into the Kat Von D palette. Tuck this in very tightly to where the crease is. We're going to go back in with the concealer and just clean it up again, so it's very like precise. So now once you got your other eye done and you think they look good, because it's all about what you think, like the blending. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more orange now that I think about it, just a little bit more. And yes, the eyeshadow is very close to the eyebrow, but we're going to fix that, don't worry. I'm gonna go back in to that matte shade with this brush, with this flat shader brush. I'm just gonna set the concealer and make sure there's no wrinkles and crinkles. I decided I want to put white liner underneath the crease. So I'm gonna use this white liner by ColourPop. Let's see if it's good, because I haven't used it in a while. It has like a little bit of stuff on it. Hopefully it doesn't hurt it too badly. Since it is a little dry, I'm gonna add a little bit of this Laura Mercier Flawless Skin whatever. This is basically like that stuff that they put on their face, but I'm just gonna use it to make this liner like creamier. Just like one drop will do for that. Let's send a quick prayer to Jesus so that this will work. I might stop it there because I think I'm just going to add glitter. Not like glitter, but like I'm going to use this Stila something. This Stila Magnificent Metal Eyes in Kitten. And just go underneath that. Oh, by the way, this brush I'm using is Sephora's Pointed Liner Eyeliner Precision 92. And once you're happy with your liner, you can go in with glitter. You can leave it. You can really do whatever. Like, this is basically just like a bunch of optional things to do. But I'm gonna do my liner right now. I'm gonna do a bad booty wing. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna use this L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar liquid liner. Like, this is okay. Like, it never makes my wing dark enough, which is super annoying. I'm gonna try to get this like in, but like I don't think I can. Doing liner on camera is super hard. Let's see if I can do it with a little baby mirror. The reason why getting like your eyes even is so important is because that it helps your liner. Like, it'll just be even if you make your eyes even. Ooh, that was way too, whatever. Way too thick, whatever. I'm not gonna do it on camera. You'll just see the finished product. Now this eyeliner this is good to make the wing, but it's not dark enough. So I use a gel liner on top of it. I use ColourPop's Swerve. I think Exit's the white one. Yeah, Exit's white, Swerve is black. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go on my same liner brush that I did white liner with, and I'm just gonna go on top of it to darken up the color. So I'm gonna go in with this Glam Crystals Dazzling Gel Liner. I literally have no idea what brand this is. Ew, the brush looks horrible. What happened to the brush? Oh no. Oh, what a shame. Okay, whatever. I'll just use a different thingy for it then. I'm gonna go in with this Sephora Gel Liner 23 brush. Looks like that. Just gonna try to get as much glitter out as I can. Once you got a sufficient amount of glitter on, we're gonna go in, I think I'm gonna go for the Stila liner. And we're just gonna put that like very at the end. And maybe put a little bit on top of this gold glitter here, just to like unify it, so it's not like gold and then like pinkish gold. You know? We're gonna go in with the same like Sephora brush that we went in with the glitter. And what I'm gonna do, so with Stila liner, it's like literally like, look at that. That is like metal. You just get a little bit on. I don't know how this is gonna work because it's a weird, Stila makes a lot of weird formula kind of things, and this is a very odd formula. So let's just see what happens. I'm liking it so far. It's looking good. You want to make sure this clumps pretty easily. You want to make sure it's not clumped. Ooh, I'm liking it. Ooh. Dang. Okay. So since this eye, I'm only doing the very end part of it. I'm not gonna go in all the way over, because I've done that once and it looked kind of weird. Ooh, I love it. So now we're gonna go on to the other eye and do the same thing. So to make it a little more easier to put on, I'm gonna use this thing that it came with, this Stay All Day Liquid Eye Primer. What the heckity-hoo? I'm just gonna drop that in, like one drop again, because this stuff is like a weird formula. I hate when one eye looks better than the other. This eye looks so much better than this eye. That's okay. Okay, so I don't have falsies because I had to throw out my last pair because I got glue literally all over them. So, we're just gonna do mascara, and I always do mascara last. I don't know why, I just do. So for foundation, I'm gonna use this Kat Von D Lock-It foundation in shade Light 45 Warm. It's a little pale, but you know what, it'll do. It literally, like, I have some hyperpigmentation in my cheeks. It takes that away. It takes away like all blemishes. It's literally like one of the best foundations I've ever used. And since I have super oily skin, like, this literally makes it not even oily. This brush is the Pro Foundation 47 brush from Sephora. Normally I'd use a beauty blender, but with this you kind of want to paint it on first. Like, look at that coverage, and I don't even use a full 2 pumps. Like, look at that coverage. So good when Kat Von D comes in clutch. And I always get my ears because you don't want your ears to be like red when your face is like one color. Like, that's a little awkward. So I just cover them up just a little bit. So I'm going to go over my foundation with a beauty blender, with a damp one, just to get rid of some of the streakiness from the brush. But that brush is a very good foundation brush. Now I'm going to go back in with my Fit Me concealer in Fair to highlight the face. So you want to put a lot under your eye just to brighten it up to make you seem more awake than what you actually are. A little bit on the bridge of my nose, around my mustache and beard area, and right in the center of the forehead, because those are spots that light hits it. You want that to be lighter than the rest of your face. So now just dab at your face until you're satisfied with the blending. So once everything's all blended out, you want to go in and set it. Now, I love my Maybelline Studio Fix Master whatever powder, and it's like really white, but it does reflect in the light. But today I'm going to use Airspun, but during the winter, it's a little dark for me, but I'm going to use it anyways because I ran out of this, I think. If I haven't, I'll be super happy. Yeah, I'm like on the last leg. So I'm going to use the Studio Fix Plus, whatever it is called. And I'm just going to use like a dense kind of, there was powder on the brush already. I'm just going to use this and just stamp it on my face. The Maybelline one does reflect a lot of light with flash if you take pictures. So if you're going to like an event or something, I'd use the Airspun because it doesn't reflect as much light. But if you're not and you want like a really bright under eye, I'd use this one because it is awesome. I'm also putting it in my T-zone so it stays matte, because this is what like baking does. It kind of lets your face get matte and also fills up the fine lines. So you just stick it in your smile lines, in your forehead lines, but my forehead lines are so prominent that there's like no way they're never going to be there. Then I'm going to take this Morphe E3 brush and just kind of wipe away the excess that's underneath my eyes, and just like some excess powder. Then I'm going to take this giant fluffy brush and my MAC Medium Plus Mineralized Skin Finish. I'm just going to dust that on the rest of my face to set the foundation. Now I'm going to go back into my Colored Rain palette, and I'm going to go in with these 2 shades, and I'm just going to smoke that out on my lower lash line. Now I'm just going to use this brush that came with Smashbox. I'm going to use the very fluffy end, taking Air and Royal Prerogative. I'm just going to dip into both of those. I'm just going to go underneath my lash line and smoke that out. Then taking a smaller brush, this is the Morphe G27. I'm going to go in with Ladyship, which is that magenta color again. And I'm going to focus this more closer to the lash line, not as smoked out. And then going back into the Kat Von D palette, going into the dark purple. Giving that depth to your eye. So you want it to look kind of like that. I'm going to take the Stila Kitten again, but I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to put it in the inner corner of my eye. So I'm going to go in with a brush to kind of even that out a little bit. So yeah, so there's the Stila inner corner highlight. You want to make sure it's like not clumpy, because it does clump together quite easily, and you just don't want that. And then, as promised, we're going to clean up near the brow bone area a little bit. So I'm going to go back into that beige shade from the Too Faced palette, and I'm just going to go right underneath it, pretty much, until I'm happy with how much space there is between my brow and my eyeshadow. So in the color green palette, I'm going to go in with the shade Crown, which is this white pearlized shade. I'm going to go on top of the inner corner stuff, just to give it something a little extra. And also put a little bit in my brow bone, just to give it a soft kind of look. Nothing too much there. So to contour, I'm going to go in with my Lunatic Lab Cosmetics palette. And I'm going to go mix this shade and this shade together. And I'm going to use this angled brush. I don't know what brand this is, but it's very good. I think it's from TJ Maxx. I don't know. Kind of broke, but still love it. Just going to go in with mostly this shade, a little tiny bit of this shade. Because you do want... You can go in with some of the grays, because with this, it's warm, so you can use a little grayer, like, tones. The paler you are, the better the grayers look, like the gray colors. Unless you do, like, a very cool toned eye, then you want to avoid using too much gray. And then I'm going to take this Sephora Airbrush Powder Brush. I'm going to go in with the lightest brown shade in the palette to blend that up a little bit. So it's not as harsh, because that is one harsh contour line if I ever did see one. It's the lighting in my room is very weird. So like in the mirror it doesn't look too bad, but like on camera the contour looks so dark. Whoops. Oh well, I always go too dark. But that's okay, gotta carve out those cheekbones. And I always get my forehead to make it look smaller, just the edges of it. So it brings the light closer to the like middle. So it just makes it look smaller. And I'm gonna take this Morphe G30 brush. I'm gonna go in with this kind of banana shade here. I'm gonna stamp that underneath the contour to clean it up a bit. And as always, I'm gonna snatch the nose. So I'm gonna use this shade here and these two. See how just like a little bit of nose contour just makes all the difference. And for blush, I'm just gonna stay in the palette because since I'm in it, might as well use it. And I use this giant fluffy brush from BH Cosmetics, and I'm gonna go with this color today. And then for highlight, oh my god, I am in love with this ColourPop one. It's called Flexitarian Super Shock Cheek. Oh my god, it's so good. I use my finger to put it on to get the best effect. You're gonna be blinded by it. Look at that. I am blind. Literally just blinding everybody. I always get my nose on the bridge of my nose there. And my Cupid's bow, never forget that. And I'm gonna layer that with my Smashbox one. From this Smashbox Shape Matters palette. Like, honestly, like this highlight shade, so good. I'm gonna use this Morphe M310 brush just to go over the ColourPop one. Now I'm gonna curl my lashes and I'm gonna use Perversion by Urban Decay. Love this one, holy grail mascara. Like, look at the difference between this. Like, this mascara literally makes all the difference. It's great. So I'm going to use this Sephora like nude eyeliner waterproof collection thing. And always for my lower lashes, I use my Voluminous Lashes XS. I think this is by L'Oreal. Always, always, always use this for these lashes. This is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in shade 19. Canes? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm just gonna go in. I'm not even gonna use a lip liner today. I don't feel like it. So yeah, this is the completed look. Subscribe if you want more. Comment if you do it, if you want me to do a different look, if you want another like book video or something, I don't know, or another makeup video. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.